Show admin, please read my message fast and post it anonymously. Emoji of a crying person. Brother Nashim, I want people to know that those that are buying hair extensions, beauty products every day, sometimes you do it without knowing that there are blood rituals that are attached to them. Please, you can call me Mariam. I stay in Mpumalanga, but I run my business in Joburg. Brother Nashi, this is my story of my life. I am running what I consider to be a successful hair product business. We do sell online to a lot of people as well, and I have paid some influencers, but I won't mention their names. So in order for you to make money, you need to do some rituals, even praying. Those that do not know, praying as well, it is a form of a ritual because you are accessing what is in the spiritual realm to be given to you in the physical realm. I ended up doing sacrifices and joining an occultic sisterhood. I'm writing this to you partly to expose how I unknowingly entered into this world when I was added as a director of the company. I have been working for that company for years and I was a low salary earner, and right now I am pretty sure I'm a millionaire, but I am running a business that is based on money rituals. So let me tell you where my story began. I am a Ndebele woman. About 6 years after I had finished my matric, that was when I got a job. I got a job as a shop assistant at a hair extension shop here in downtown Joburg, where I am still running my business. So the owner of the business, she was someone that was very nice. She was wealthy. She was an African woman. I won't mention where she came from, so I'll just call her Madam Boss. As for Madam Boss, she was the definition of a God-fearing woman. Brother Nashi, she was a church leader, the type that is always carrying a Bible. She would even force us to play only gospel worship music inside of our shop. And in the morning, she would make us to pray. We used to gossip about her, saying that she just makes us to pray, but she does not want to increase our salary. So I never suspected that this woman, she was someone that was doing money rituals. She had customers from different parts of the country, as well as shipping these products back to her country where she had other shops as well. She had promised me that she was going to take me to her country so that I can also learn business from that side of the world. She trusted me a lot. The day that she trusted me was when I returned money that she had dropped down, and then I gave it to her. She then made me to become one of her most trusted employee, handling cash, managing stock, and she treated me as if I was her own daughter. Then out of nowhere, my life nearly ended. Madam Boss, she was traveling from where she had gone to, and then she had an accident with a truck. Indeed, she was taken to the hospital. Rich people, and she was taken to a private hospital where she stayed there. But the challenge was that her internal organs were failing, and the doctors, they did not know what else to do with her. All that she did was surviving. Her two biological daughters, they were at other university residencies in Stellenbosch, and they came and they were with her in Joburg. So I was surprised when I saw the Porsche that one of the girls used to drive. It was a black one, and she parked in front of the shop. So we hated her because she was too bossy whenever she was around. We thought that her mother had given her the task to manage the shop while she was sick. And then she said that, I have been told by my mom that we are supposed to come and collect you. She wants to see you. And along the way, when we were going to the hospital, that was when she said to me casually, I have been told by my mom that we are not supposed to fight for the shop because she is about to die. And her mother had said, when I die, I want you right now, before I die, to go online and to change the registration documents so that you can make Maria as the sole director. This is what we want you to hear. Our mother has said this in front of her own relatives. And when we were at the hospital, I asked her why her mother would want me to make me a director in the company. She said, we don't know. Maybe she wants us to focus on Europe because we are leaving South Africa, according to what she has told us. We have already spoken with some of her attorneys from Europe, and they are going to talk to us about her estate because she had houses in Europe, and if they were going to touch the shop that she wanted to leave for me, they were going to die. So she had said, let Maria take it all. So when we were there, I was even nervous about what was happening. I did not understand. And then she instructed her daughter to change and to register me as the director as well on her company profile online. And we signed the documents, we rushed and we printed everything, uploaded all the necessary documents. Once everything was reapproved, and then it was as if I had bought the company, but there was no change of money, nothing. This is what happened. This woman, she passed away with her family around, but I was also there. She just said that you are like a daughter to me. I thought that I was the luckiest woman in South Africa, for my boss had rewarded me with something that was already making money. I was enjoying life. I now had my former workmates were now my workers. I went back home to Mpumalanga to rest because I could not believe it. Eventually, I got used to it and I continued doing what I was doing. I was not wasting money. I was not doing anything. Shortly after, I had started to put all of my energy into the business. Then something bad happened in my life. My daughter, she was 2 years at that time. She suddenly became ill out of nowhere. One day she was okay, she was happy. Then the next day she was not happy, she was not okay. And within about 1 week, we could see that we are about to lose our daughter. She could not eat, she could not do anything, she was unresponsive. We went with her to the private, but I could not afford anymore because she stayed for a couple of days and they are very expensive. So we then took her to the public hospital. She was in intensive care unit, and I was afraid that my daughter, she was about to die. And the doctor told me that it seemed as if she was slowly shutting down. I kept on asking God why he had decided to do such a thing to me, because the doctor, they kept on saying that they could not see what was really wrong with my daughter. So my mother, her being someone that is very traditional, she then said that we were supposed to go and consult. We went and we consulted. And then she said to my mother, can you go out? So I was left alone with a sangoma, including the people that he was working with, and they closed the door. And then that man, he started to point his walking stick at me and he said, what did you do to your own daughter? He was whispering. What kind of charms did you take? Where did you take them? I said, what charms are you talking about? I pray. I am a prayerful woman. And she said, you are the one who is killing your own daughter. I don't want your mother to even know that you have joined witchcraft. Why did you even join witchcraft in the first place? I said, I don't understand what you are talking about. Then this man said to me, okay, people like you are always like this. You will never ever agree that you are witches, but you are about to eat your own daughter, and you know that you are evil-hearted. That is what the Sangoma said to me. I started to cry. The healer then said, if you are not lying to me, if you say that you are not a witch, if you want to fight with me, let us fight. And then he instructed one of the women that was in them to take a basin. It was a metallic basin that was yellowish in color. I will never forget it. And then he took water and he poured water in them and he washed his hands. After he had washed his hands, that was when he instructed me to do the same. So I knelt down and I was kneeling down on top of a goat skin and I washed my hands. They waited. I was so nervous. In front of us, there was a little fire that had already been burning. So this traditional healer, when he had washed his hands, and then he shook his hands, trying them over the small fire that was burning inside that room, and then he instructed me to do. With the way that the healer was looking at me and everyone, the way that they were looking at me, I even started to suspect that maybe I was a witch and maybe something was going to happen, I was going to manifest. He waited maybe for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and then he shook his head and he said, maybe you are not a witch after all. He then said that he was being told by my ancestors that the business that I was running in Mpumalanga, but he got it wrong because I was not yet operating in Mpumalanga, only in Joburg. So my ancestors were telling him that my business in Mpumalanga, it was a business that I had been given by a person that was a witch. And this business, it was an altar for people that do money rituals. So I refused and I said, no, I don't have any business here in Mpumalanga. But when he had mentioned that this was a business that I had been given by someone else, I corrected him and I told him that my boss passed away. And when my boss passed away, she gave me a business that I'm currently running. And he said, that is the business that I am talking about. Your late boss had made a blood covenant with a traditional healer, very powerful. I can see him. He can see me from Malawi. So they were using the products that are in the shop so that they can be able to get some gifts from other people that come to buy at that shop. And because you have accepted this, in order for this covenant to work, you are supposed to sacrifice your daughter so that you can keep on running this business. I nearly collapsed into the fire when he told me this. So this man, when I asked him to help me, he said that his medicine was too weak. He could not do anything. He was going to perform a ritual to temporarily blind the spirits and to shield my daughter. And the Sangoma, he was going to come from Malawi, but he was going to make me pay, for he's not allowed to move around just like that. In about 7 days, the Sangoma was going to show himself to me, the Malawian man. I took the charms. I went to the hospital. In the government hospital, they don't allow certain type of foods. So this charm, I had put it inside a juice that I gave to my daughter. I pretended as if I was the one that was drinking. The moment that we were alone, me and my mother, we forced my daughter to take in everything. And then I stayed with my daughter. After that, my daughter was okay. Brother Nashim, on the 7th day, when my daughter was okay, I just felt the urgency to rush to Joburg. And then that was when I met a man whom I'll call Piri. He said that he is a healer. He had came to see me. He said that he used to work with my madam boss and they were working together nicely. He had came to heal my daughter completely. So this man then explained everything to me, that my madam boss had once visited the shrine, and because she did not have enough money for the whole rituals to be completed, so they had made a decision together that when her business that she was operating was going to be successful, then there were things and favors that she was supposed to do for her. That healer then gave me some ashes that I was supposed to put on the nipples of my breast and to force my daughter to breastfeed. She was no longer breastfeeding by then. But somehow, when I was returning back to Mpumalanga, my daughter was with my mom. Then that was when I discovered that There was milk that was coming out of my breast, and I breastfed my daughter, and she healed completely. This healer then came back later on and then told me all about the covenant that he wanted to have with me. And he said, Maria, I don't want your blood. I don't want you to kill anyone. But what I need right now is I want some gifts from people that come and buy from your shop. So from that day, he said, from today going onwards, every 21 days, I am supposed to take the cash that is paid by the very first customer who steps into my beauty shop to buy something, no matter how big or how small it is. Even if that customer only buys a cheap 50 Rand hair oil or maybe a 5,000 lace wig, I am not supposed to put it into the till or into my bank account. I do have this wallet that is made out of hair. It is human hair. I don't know where it comes from, but it is a wallet. I put that money in there. Even though if it is small, even if I put 5,000, that money will fit perfectly. And I wait for another guy who is from that country. He comes and then he physically collects that money. What he does with the money, I really do not know. I once had the courage to ask that man who regularly comes and collects this money what he uses this money for. And then he said that we use it to create more magic money. And later on, when I was once visited by the Sangoma, because he had came to cure this other man that is also a businessman, he told me that he takes the luck from the people, but he returns the luck back to them. I really do not know if it is the truth or not. I do have another shop in Witbank and in Nelspruit. I am okay financial wise. I am okay here in Gauteng. When I am around, I stay in a gated community, a secure place. I drive a nice car and everything worked out for me. But I just wanted people to know that the businesses, sometimes for them to operate, there are things that are supposed to be done, and if you do not do it, you will not make as much money that you are supposed to make. So I am going to be doing this probably until this Sangoma dies. I have never asked him what will happen if he does, but being chained to these rituals every 21 days, it is not for me. I do not want to do it anymore. Hence, I am asking if you know personally about people that come from that country in Malawi, if there is any Sangoma who is not a scammer, because in Joburg, the majority of the Sangomas, they are fake. Believe you me, as someone that is dealing with the spiritual, I can even feel a vibe that this person is fake, is non-original. So there is no one that can even lie to me. If you post my story, you will tell me. I'll be following through in the comment section. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to us by one of our dear sister. If you are from Malawi, if you know how she can break free from this curse, you can help us either by reaching out to me or by typing in the comment section. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world. Just imagine you being the first person to enter into that shop, and then your money is taken and then it is put inside of that small wallet. The consequences of the magic money that they are going to be stealing from you. You're just living your life. You don't know where your money, what is happening to your money. You're always thinking that you have bad luck, yet you went to a shop which is involved in money rituals, and that is where your bad luck came from. Let us talk about this in the comment section. I'll be back with another episode.